A question often comes up when you're looking at selecting a builder as to whether or not that builder is going to satisfy all the issues or all the concerns that you might have. And the research that I did initially, again talking to friends in the industry, very quickly allayed those concerns. It was also evident to me very quickly when I was asking questions of the team down at Antech Constructions that they were warming and had empathy with a lot of my ideas and my thoughts. So very quickly any concerns I had were turned into confidence in terms of the outcomes that we were looking from the building process. But when we were looking at a house, we spoke to a lot of people in the industry that I knew, people who I considered to be very reliable and have a view on builders in the area. And Antech Construction was recommended to me. I had a look around at other builders at the same time. I ended up speaking to Anthony. I was very pleased with the response I had in terms of some of the ideas that I put into our own design. And then we sat down with Anthony and went through the various issues. And very quickly we had a solution and some ideas in terms of how to implement our own particular project. One of the features that I really enjoyed working with Anthony and the team was reliability and diligence. There didn't seem to be anything that was too much trouble. If I asked a question, sometimes a little bit left of centre, there was always somebody here to provide a solution and to look into various options. Like any project, as we went through the whole project at different points, we changed our minds, we went off in different directions, and we were able to come up very quickly with solutions to those issues. The quality of the product, I think, is second to none. We were very pleased with the selection that we were offered in the first instance around the standard modules and around some other products where we wanted a slight refocus. There was always somebody there to help us and provide some other options and solutions to what we were having a look at. The tradespeople were fantastic. At that time I was on recreation leave, so I was the diligent foreman living next door, and everybody was very patient in terms of a whole range of questions that were had as part of that process. And obviously the most significant thing is the house, as finished, lived up to all of our expectations. So having gone from a vision of what we were hoping to see in the house, it was an unusual design in terms of the block. When we walked in the front door on day one, we were very proud, very pleased with what we saw in terms of the materialisation of that vision that we'd initially spoken to Anthony about. When I look back and think about my experience with Antech Constructions, and I'm reasonably familiar with builders per se because I work on the edge of the industry in any case. If I were to be asked questions by somebody else in terms of recommending Antech Construction, one up front is this whole issue that you don't build a house every day of the week, and that whilst I was reasonably familiar with a lot of issues, it's that ability to be personable, sit down, talk to you, and as previously outlined to you, allay some of those concerns, because you don't do this sort of thing every day of the week. So there was a very understanding and accommodating attitude around that whole process. Second point is that there was always somebody here to answer questions. If I had a query, if I was concerned about something, Anthony in particular was always available to come down to the site and outline a series of issues to me. And last but not least was the quality of the product that we had at the end of the day, which lived completely up to our expectations and our thoughts. Based on that, I'd find it difficult not to be able to recommend Antech Construction to anybody that was contemplating a project. And if I'm involved in any building work in the future, I'd certainly go straight back to Antech as my first choice.